Hello, everybody, and welcome to the season opening race here at the Grand Prix of Road Atlanta. This is the 24th edition of the Monster Energy Grand Prix of Road Atlanta. 28 drivers here will be duking it out for the first of the Triple Crown races and the first race of the 26th ARCSOA Elite Series season. Of course, this race has huge implications as there are 100 points on the line for winning it, which is double what you can normally get. If you finish below 16th, you get nothing. So it's huge. It's a huge benefit right off the bat to win this race. Christian Vanderpesch already has 10 points in his back pocket, and Vanderpesch is looking very strong, possibly, for this race in that Nissan GTR. However, we will be looking at the entire starting grid right here and now. So let's take a look at your full starting grid. Starting with the back row, we have Austin Silverspoon on the back row. Alongside of him is Nathan Ormond, his teammate. The ARC America team, led by Richard Silverspoon, is known to be quite controversial. Both these drivers didn't exactly do that well in ARCSOA Lights last year in their rookie campaigns down there. However, these two drivers will need to perform at a high rate here in the ARCSOA Elite Series. There's a lot of concerns about how Silverspoon got an ARCSOA Elite Series right when he finished like 9th in the ARCSOA Lights title. Not exactly, neither of these two drivers actually shrouded themselves in glory when it comes to accident-prone. This is Sakamoto Masahashi. Masahashi is driving for the Menervini team. Menervini has looked a little bit better than they have in the past with the Honda Accords. They are the Honda B team. However, Masahashi did qualify down in 26th position. Alongside of Masahashi is Raymond Fisher driving for the Project X team in the Chevy Camaro. Project X is a new team on the grid. Didn't exactly perform all that strongly right off the bat. Zolt Dormitory starts in front of his teammate, Masahashi. Dormitory has been Menervini's driver for a number of years now, and alongside of Dormitory, you have Dale Cole Jr. and the other Project X car, who has outperformed Raymond Fisher. Fisher, of course, has been very, Fisher, of course, it's been a while since we've seen Fisher in the ARCSOA Elite Series. Cole was a little bit faster than him off the bat. On the outside, we have the Team Tim Taylor Jeff Bolton driver for Team Tim Taylor in the Ford Mustang there. Of course, Tim Taylor, a former Line of Sports broadcaster there. And alongside is the Medina Moro Race Team Ohio car of Sam and Ozkid. Now, this team's been a little bit of a hot mess since the start of the year because Medina Moro is run by the Sparker family, who's originally entered as Sparker Family Racing. The Sparker family got the money on board for a ARCSOA Elite Series team, but then a divorce and child custody battle kind of split the family up. And now it is the Medina Moro team because one factory is in Medina County and the other is in Morrow County. So one of these cars is made in Medina County, the other's in Morrow County, and the two sides don't really talk to each other that much. So it's really kind of hurt the performance, though, of that team. However, they do have the Challenger, which is one of the fastest cars on the grid. Do It For Dale Jr. is not in a Chevy for once. He is driving for the Action Terra team in a Supra. They were originally supposed to be a Chevy team, but then they bought the rights to the old FBR team. Of course, the Fuel Brothers, the Hart brothers are not on the grid this year full-time. Noah Hart is the Grand Marshal, and Jacob Hart is actually the new competition director. So that should be interesting to watch, to see how he turns out there. And the other Team Tim Taylor car, this is actually the first car to make it out of Q1, was Zachary Fitzwater. Or the last car to actually make it out of Q1, rather. Fitzwater will start 19th on the grid. 18th is the other Medina Morrow car of Benoit Lothaire-Ravine, and alongside of Benoit Lothaire-Ravine is Sean Ard. Remember, Lothaire-Ravine was the point leader leaving round 4 last season, and Sean Ard looking to do well as the lead driver over at Action Terra. Zayden Davidson and Jordan Presto are the next 2 cars on the grid. Presto in a Nissan GTR, and the GTR is one of the fastest cars in a straight line, and just overall, the fastest car consistently. However, reliability issues has really hurt Jordan Presto. Zayden Davidson is miles off of his teammate in the Ford Performance car. They expected a lot more speed out of their cars than what they got. Eric Monaco and Cody Lamas are on the next 2 rows. Monaco is driving for the TRD team, Toyota Racing Developments. We expected them to be higher up the grid as well. And alongside of him, you've got Cody Lamas driving for DNC. Now, DNC isn't exactly the strongest car on the grid. However, they are, they've probably got the best driver lineup because his teammate is Vince Freeze, who was fighting for the championship again last year, coming into the last lap of the last race, fighting for the victory and the championship. Cody Lamas and Vince Freeze. That team will be a fun one to watch. Mitch Hobbs is a rookie driving for the TRD team. Actually out-qualified his teammate there. And alongside of Hobbs is the factory Nismo operation of Jesse Turner. The Japanese team doing a good job there. Getting these Nissan GTRs up to speed. However, Turner had some reliability problems in qualifying. All weekend, for that matter. The next one is actually a GTR as well, as Madeline Myatt waited until the very last second to set a lap in Q3, and it actually cost her dearly there. Maddie Myatt didn't exactly do very well, and the Vision Sport Honda of Jack Halleck has, other than in qualifying, has been faster than his teammate all weekend. His legendary teammate, might I add. Lance Calvin driving for the Bradley team, the highest running new car on the grid. The Bradley team is doing a pretty good job there. And alongside, you have Ryan Griffin in the other Ford factory car. Griffin is back in ARCSOA after a number of years out of the series racing and other things. Ryan Griffin actually doesn't look that far off the pace. Kenny Myatt for the Vision Sports Honda team, the factory Honda team, didn't qualify as good as he would have liked. In 6th position, and alongside of him in P5, you have Vince Freeze. Freeze, of course, massively out-qualified his teammate Cody Lamas. And actually, so 4th on the grid, you have Bobby Jones. Great to see Bobby Jones back on the grid for the Bradley team. Subaru WRXs, or the Subaru seem to be pretty quick around this track, or just seems to be pretty quick in general. And alongside of him, you've got the second of the 2 Silver Speed cars in 3rd place, Nick Pericles. He's, of course, done very well in this race in the past, in the Monster Energy #1 car. And on the front row, we have Daniel Bouchard driving for Silver Speed in the Worldwide Technologies Dodge Challenger. And alongside of him, you have the Nissan Nismo Sport Factory Nismo operation of Christian Vander Pesch. Vander Pesch has been the class of all the field, all day, all weekend, all preseason testing. However, reliability hasn't been there at all times for Nismo Sport and for the Faulkner Kelly team, the other Nismo operations. So it'll be interesting to see if these Nismos can hold themselves together for 55 laps. With that being said, the entire field is going to start rolling off here in 1 second, and we will see what happens here for the Grand Prix of Road Atlanta. So the field here rolls around here on the formation lap here at Road Atlanta. This is going to be a race that I think a lot of people are going to be okay with. There is the 2 Silver Spoon team cars, the ARC America team cars, are trying to keep up there. They just kind of got held off there on the start there. Vander Pesch and Bouchard will be ones to watch throughout this race to see how they do. Obviously, you've got your drivers like Kenny Myatt further back, who will be one to watch. I think the big concerns, big highlights for this race are, we're going to put them up on the screen right now, or maybe we will. Number 1, how will the reliability turn out? A lot of teams here have a lot of reliability questions, namely the Nismos at the front of the field and throughout the top 10. Are very fast, but have a lot of reliability problems, and obviously the Silver Speed cars have always been a little bit reliability challenged since the start of their campaigns here. Number 2, it's who can manage the chaos that is normally Road Atlanta. Now, cars seem to have a little bit more downforce, so we might not see as much of the chaos that we're used to, but I would expect drivers and teams to possibly get a little bit antsy like they normally do around this track. And the third and final thing is pit strategy. Who is going to manage the pit stops better than others? This is going to be a big factor going forward because of tire heat and etc. All those questions will soon be answered here at the Grand Prix of Road Atlanta. Vanderpesch comes down the hill here. This is going to be 55 laps of pure adrenaline and chaos. Here we go. Vanderpesch comes around the next corner there. We are going green here at Road Atlanta. That's a very staggered start there if you look there. A big field spread there. Down to turn number 1 they go. Vanderpesch is trying to chop off the air off the nose of Bouchard. It's a clean start so far through this field. Up the hill they go. Down towards the S-Bend complex that everybody fears. Matty Myatt versus Jesse Turner there going down the hill. Turner must have gotten a great start there. And this is where things are typically very chaotic. Hobbs and Turner make contact, but they hold on to it there. We have a clean start here at Road Atlanta. Not often we get to say that. As Vanderpesch and Bouchard rocket up the hill. Vince Freeze up to third has gotten by both. Looks like Bobby Jones had a really poor start there over Nick Pericles and Kenny Myatt and Vince Freeze. So they are rocketing away up the field here. So far, it's been a clean start here at Road Atlanta. Absolutely clean start, but we're coming down Death Valley now for the first time. Vanderpesch has a big lead over Bouchard. There's Freeze entering the cornering complex as well. And here they go. Oh, Bobby Jones and Ryan Griffin going at it. Griffin goes a little off the road there, and that's going to put Griffin in the run of Calvin there. But first lap is going to Christian Vanderpesch. There is Kelvin and Ryan Griffin are the closest cars on track right now. That spread out start really helped out a lot of cars here, that we avoided a lot of the chaos we normally see here at Road Atlanta as they go up the hill once again down towards turn number 1, or down towards the S-bends of the valley here. Down the hill, here they go. And Bouchard now is trying to reel in Christian Vanderpesch in the lead. Bouchard has been quick today. And now it's likewise the same for Pericles is trying to reel in 5 of Vince Freeze. Oh, this is a huge crash here. This is Dale Cole Jr. and one of the Minervinis, and one of the Minervinis is upside down. Somebody else, that's Raymond Fisher and the other Project X car involved. Looks like Silver Spoon got a piece there. Who was the Minervini there? That's Dormitory. But we did have a big wreck at the end of the first lap there. We kind of missed it right there off the bat, but we're going to take another look at it. On board with Nathan Ormond here. You're going to see this incident take place right in front of him here. And there goes Raymond Fisher into it as well. That is not what they wanted to see there. Now we go on board with Fisher here. Fisher's going to be a driver to watch here. Here they go into the wall here, and oh, it looks like Cole got into him, and then he gets into the Dormitory car. And then right there, Silver Spoon just missed the wreck there. Fisher and Dormitory would fall out of the race from that now, as here goes Vanderpesch on the inside of Dale Cole Jr., the only car that's left in the race after that incident, as Vanderpesch quickly dispatches Cole Jr. there. Laps him there. Here comes Bouchard up the hill, up Death Valley here, or through Death Valley here, and can Bouchard get by? Doesn't look like that's going to be the case here, and that's going to put Freeze right on the tail of Bouchard here. This is what we typically see here. Bouchard just trying to stick behind him here, and that's going to give Vanderpesch a very big lead here, but it also puts Pericles to the back bumper of Freeze, so Bouchard's got to be very, very annoyed here with Dale Cole Jr. not getting out of the way of him. However, he could definitely make his own move himself there. Here comes Pericles, dives down low there on Freeze to try and get third away here, and uses Cole Jr. as a pick there. That was a great veteran move there by Nick Pericles. But Christian Vanderpesch has a big lead over Daniel Bouchard and Nick Pericles there. Freeze is still stuck there, and Kenny Myatt now has caught Vince Freeze as well. So this is a very challenging race for them as, is Mike going to be able to get by here before Death Valley starts? Doesn't look like it. And Cole Jr. is probably going to hold up to 47 a bit. And Jesse Turner was reporting tire issues with his car, and he is now coming down pit road here. He's going to be on a definite different pit strategy than a lot of other drivers here, so this is going to be a tough strategy, I think, for him here. Oh, no, it's not a tire issue. It looks like they're looking under the hood for something. They cleared him to go, though, so good job for him. Maybe he's just topping off on fuel, too. We are going to take a lap on board with Kenny Meyer right now just to show you this 2.54-mile road course here. Myatt is, of course, one of the drivers here that really like this track, has done very well here. It's won 6 times on this circuit here into turn 1 here. Now you're going to go through one of the most complex sections of corners in all of ARCSOA racing, the S-Bend complex here at Road Atlanta. You'll see it goes back and forth quite a bit here going down a hill. Now, a lot faster speeds than we're normally used to seeing around this track as well. As we kind of go up towards the extended portion of this facility, down towards the twin corners, down here at the tail end of the track, or not the tail end of the track, but the far end of the track here, down to the slowest corner on all of the track other than maybe the chicane, and into Death Valley they go. This is the one of the longest straightaways in all of ARCSOA. This is very, very high speed, very, very bumpy, and you can see a lot of bad accidents that typically happen over at that wall over there. We already saw one so far today. Down the hill into the chicane here. Very, very tricky chicane. We saw that as a problem in years past. That chicane is up and over the final corner here and back down to the start-finish line. That is a lap here at Road Atlanta. And Kenny Myatt is one of the fastest drivers on the circuit right now with a 1:12.8. Oh, there's a little bit of contact here on lap 7 between Mitch Hobbs and Dale Cole Jr. They go into the wall at a very high rate of speed at the top of the S's there, and that's Hobbs with major damage, and Cole Jr. is going to fall out. Oh, Fordale nearly gets into Hobbs there, and that wasn't going to be good for him. On board with season 25 runner-up Cody Lamas here, and you'll see that there's a lot of beating and banging between those two drivers. And then outside there, that was not a good result for him there. Now we're on board with Zayden Davidson. You're going to see this incident take place up there. Not what any driver wants to see in their front of the car there, especially at Road Atlanta. Austin Silverspoon has been complaining of problems with his ARC America car, and right now he's experienced a lot of issues so far in this race. He's explaining that's probably why his car's not doing very well. And, oh yeah, there's something big wrong there. That's a big plume of blue smoke there. I believe that is an oil leak for him right there. That's going to be Silverspoon out of the race right there, it looks like. Tough break for Silverspoon. Another driver with a possible oil leak we're hearing is now Eric Monaco. Oh, there it goes! There it goes! Right in front of the field there. We knew that there was an oil leak going on in that car. Jordan Presto was complaining about it, and now Monaco has blown up the motor in the 95 car from 12th position. That is it for his car there. Not what he wanted to see there here at Road Atlanta. It's lap 10 already, and we've seen a lot of mechanical problems already fall out there. Also, tire issues were noted on the 3 car as well, so got to keep out for that. But Monaco is off to the side, off the racing line. Race still continues. Meanwhile, battle heating up here this is for 4th position between Kenny Myatt and Jordan Davis here. They're being held up by Mitch Hobbs, as Pericles has actually gotten by his teammate Bouchard there. We missed that. We'll take a look back to see what happened there. But these two drivers are duking it out quite massively here. Nick Pericles once again made this move look really easy here as he uses Mitch Hobbs as a pick on his own teammate there. And Pericles goes underneath Daniel Bouchard there and takes over 2nd position. So great showing there by Pericles. Bobby Jones would be the first car to bail for pit road scheduled-wise here. This is a pretty early stop for him, though. Or Lance Calvin, I'm sorry, that's not Bobby Jones. Now Christian Vanderpesch will bring it down pit road. Also, there's Silverspoon leaving the pit. So race leader Vanderpesch is in, and Pericles now blasts by at the front of that field there. Bouchard is also in pit road, so looks like, for the most part, every other car is basically pitting. So here we go. We're going to see how Kelvin does in comparison to the rest of the field here, because Kelvin was the first car to pit. We'll see what the undercut does here at Road Atlanta. It's typically worked well in the past, so ooh, looks like somebody put 2 wheels off the track. Looks like that might have been Ormond there. Put 2 wheels off the track there. Down the hill comes Kelvin. We'll see where he comes out. He was like 8th before. And we'll see where he is. Looks like the undercut did not work for him here. He has gotten out. You know, no, he beat his teammate out, actually. So Bobby Jones actually lost a lot of time there. So it's going to be interesting to see now that Pericles is bringing it down pit road, we think, this time from the lead. Yes, Pericles is bringing it down. We'll see how Pericles does in comparison to race leader Vanderpesch so far in this race, because Pericles has a very fast car. Oh no, something's wrong with Daniel Bouchard's car. We got a problem here. Looks like there's a mechanical problem with that car. As Bouchard's trying to get out of the way, looks like Kelvin did not make a good decision there, trying to get by. Or that might have been Jones, actually. And, Daniel Bouchard has blown up the motor. It looks like he's got some type of engine trouble with the 43 car, so he's going to have to bring it down pit road here. Fitzwater has to avoid him there, coming down pit road, but there is oil all over the track from Bouchard's car. Remember when Jesse Turner pit early on a totally different pit strategy? He's now battling with his teammate now for the lead of the race. So Jesse Turner is right now presumably in the lead, though, or is fighting for the lead with Pericles and Vanderpesch. So this is actually a really good move here, maybe, by the Nismo Sport team if they can get Turner to play ball. Oh, Silver Spoon's grenaded the motor in the 3 car, so that oil leak has gotten worse for Silver Spoon, and now they brought him back up. Oh, he's got damage. Something happened with Silver Spoon. We're going to have to go back and see. I thought he blew up. It looks like he wrecked. Yeah, he must have had a brake failure or something. He just did not slow down there and flew off the track. And that's going to be him nearly missing that car there. But he has no control over his car in that gravel there and has to basically drive into the wall. And that would knock him out of the race, actually. So Silver Spoon not showing his driving ability right now today. Keep in mind that Jesse Turner is on older tires, so Vanderpesch is massively improving his lap time on Turner there. However, Pericles is a dead cert faster than... Oh, no, he's not, actually. Vanderpesch really set a really quick time there, so Pericles should get second away from Turner. Vince Freeze and Kenny Myatt have been doing battle all race, basically, now, and they're right back on the track near each other here as they go down the hill for this round of racing here. As that is so close there between these two. Very difficult to pass this year, though, with the higher downforce, or with the higher downforce and more power. 48 of Cody Lamas is already pitted as well. There's pitted again here, and that's Silver Spoon finally falling out of the race there after being a little bit of a problem. It also looks like Mitch Hobbs from the Dale Cole wreck has got some of his damage fixed, but Cody Lamas again, maybe going on the Turner strategy here, trying to come in early and maybe leapfrog his way up the field. Ormond is on pit road, as is now Turner, so the other Nismo has come in. I think that's what Lamas is trying to do, is short pit, actually. And Ormond has problems with his car, it looks like, right now. Very, very slow stop there for the Ormond Brigade. Looks like there's something wrong with his car there, as Davidson now is being held up by Bouchard. Bouchard's car is not quick right now. Daniel Bouchard, a lot of promise going into the day, starting on the outside of the front row, but can't help a mechanical problem there. Tough break for Bouchard here, but everybody is being held up by him going down the hill here. This is where things get very difficult for some drivers. If they want to be opportunistic, they can maybe make a move, but it's going to typically end in an accident. And almost did right there, as I believe Fitzwater got into Bouchard there. Bouchard isn't exactly being the best back marker, though, but I don't exactly think he is a very good back marker today. We got a move for position here between Sean Ard and Zachary Fitzwater. This is for 12th position on the track here, and Fitzwater's actually holding off here. Oh, there's contact there between the two. They're off the road. Oh, man, how did they not wreck there? Presto's going to get a big boost there, getting by both of them there. That could have been very bad between those cars there, but luckily, and Presto's going to get by Bouchard in the process, so... But that's also going to put Fitzwater in a very compromising position here. Side by side there. It looks like Fitzwater makes the move work, though, and Fitzwater's all over the back of Presto now. Down the hill and up the hill they go. Through the gulch there. And now it's going to be Fitzwater versus Presto at the for 11th position now. And now Lothair Ravine is trying to make a move on Ard here, stuck behind Bouchard. Lothair Ravine, not Bouchard, that is, yeah, Ard behind Bouchard there. And doesn't look like Ard's been doing a very good job getting by Bouchard there. And now as they go down the hill here, you got Fordale. They're all being held up by Bouchard now. This is where things are going to get very, very difficult for them as they go over the hill. Lothair Ravine's going to make a move on Bouchard now. And this is where things get very interesting. Contact between the two there, as Bouchard is not being a very good back marker there. And Lothair Ravine goes by on the outside. Lothair Ravine's a very fiery Frenchman there. Not going to be well liked after that display there. And Art is finally going to get by Bouchard there. However, not before Do It for Dale Jr. got up to him there, so. Ooh. Not what you want to be if you're in Bouchard's position. Nick Pericles has had a little bit of a hold up there by Mitch Hobbs in second position, or Mitch Hobbs, the lap car there. Pericles is, of course, in second position, but makes a move in the chicane work. Down the hill he goes, as I believe Hobbs is trying to pit there. And Vanderpesch has an ever-increasing lead down to Pericles there. Battle for fourth heated up between Kenny Myatt and Vince Freeze. Myatt blasts by Freeze there and makes that move stick pretty easily there. Oh, we have an incident here between Jesse Turner and Jeff Bolton. Turner, of course, has very new tires there and was trying to pass some of these cars, and that's going to put Bolton down into the pits, and that's going to be Turner, who was on that different pit strategy, trying to get a good points-paying result out of it. That's going to definitely hurt that chance. We're on board with Sam at Oskin, and you can see that there's a little bit of panic because you got both Mitch Hobbs and Daniel Bouchard up there, but that's that accident right there, and that's very good car in Turner falling out of the race there. Bolton was struggling a little bit there, but I digress. Oh, we got a mechanical problem for Madeline Myatt at the top of the hill here in the Nissan GTR Nismo, and that's very concerning because race leader Vanderpesch is in that. Oh, Fitzwater drives into her, and that's going to be Fitzy out of the race as well. Lothair Ravine also involved in this. That is a very bad spot. You can't see coming over the hill there. Fordale's also in it as well. Oh, man, we've got a very serious situation here. This might be a safety car. They didn't throw a safety car for it, but as you can see, you can't see there's an accident up here until it's way too late. So it's very difficult to see what's going on up here. And I don't blame that. That was not a silly incident, just kind of something on the track there. The whole track was blocked. The damaged slow car of Daniel Bouchard up here just tried to get through and then thought Hobbs was out of the way and didn't drive away, so Bouchard also would fall out. I cannot blame any of these cars for getting involved in this because there would have been no way that you could have seen the wreck because of the accident, because of the hill there. And, well, luckily for these drivers, it seems like the incident was, everyone got out okay here, but Masahashi was the first driver through it, but I think because he saw at the top of the hill cars were slamming on their brakes, so that was a big accident there. Cars damaged and in the pits from that are Daniel Bouchard, Matty Myatt obviously broke down there, Mitch Hobbs, Benoit Lothair Ravine, Do It for Dale Jr., and Jeff Bolton there. That's going to be a big change in this race here as those cars were all fighting in the points before that incident took place, or near the points for that race there, as Pericles is now there as well in second position. Looks like Kenny Myatt solidly got third, with Vince Freeze in fourth position now. Down in fifth, you've got Ryan Griffin versus Jack Halleck now for fifth and sixth. Seventh is Bobby Jones. Eighth is Lance Kelvin. And as you go through the order, it's a long way back to ninth. There's Sean Ard with a lot of rear end damage. Where did he get that from is a good question. He's in a lap down in 14th. Zayden Davidson in 9th. 10th is Jordan Presto. 11th is Salmon Ozkin now. We didn't expect the Medina Moro team to be up there. Masahashi is in 12th. 13th is Lannis. And that just kind of proves that anything can happen. Oh, Halleck's off the road over there. Halleck has gotten into an accident at the top of the hill. We're going to see what happened to Halleck. Yeah, Halleck's racing with Ryan Griffin. Griffin makes an aggressive move there, kind of catches Halleck off guard there, and Griffin couldn't hold on to it there, and off goes Halleck there at the top of the hill. Tough break for Halleck there. So Madeline Myatt and Benoit Lothaire-Ravine finished 16th and 17th. They're still going to get points, yet they fell out in that big accident at the top of the hill there. Other than that incident, it's been a very clean Grand Prix of Road Atlanta. We don't typically see this here, but you've got some other drivers really looking strong now. Coming up the order here, you got Kenny Myatt now rapidly closing in on Pericles there, and Vanderpesch as well, as Prix, Davidson is there, just trying to hold on. I believe some cars are on pit road doing their scheduled stops, so that's why the order's a little screwy there. Vanderpesch is on pit road, Pericles stays out, and Kenny Myatt is on pit road as well there. Had a little camera glitch there. Oh, we got problems for Nathan Ormond. It looks like he just flung it off the road there and right into the tires, so that's Ormond out of the race right there. Tough break for Nathan Ormond, as he kind of did it to himself, though. Maybe a problem on that car. Nick Pericles, once again, is on a different pit strategy than race leader Vanderpesch here. And Pericles is flying down pit road here. They're going to have to hope for a quick stop. Where is Vanderpesch right now? CVDP on track. There is no damage on the 51 there. That is another camera glitch. You might see that a little bit through this season. A couple camera glitches like that, but down the hill they go into this chicane complex down here. Very difficult corners to get right here, and up the hill under the bridge, and we're going to see, is Pericles with the undercut going to benefit here? Looks like actually this might be a good thing for him here. Where is Vanderpesch? On the track here, this is actually going to be pretty close. Big gain there by Pericles. Huge gain by Pericles. They're on track near each other now. Oh boy, this race has got a whole lot more interesting now, as Pericles' team had a rocket ship of a pit stop there, as Nick Pericles in the Silver Speed car has really caught Christian Vanderpesch, and they're going to have the lap car of Sean Ard to deal with. The last car running in this race, I believe. I don't believe there's a 15th place car running right now. I believe, yes, it is just Sean Ard is the last car running on track right now. And now Ard is holding up Vanderpesch now, and with Pericles being right there, Vanderpesch dives, entering that chicane at the end of Death Valley there. Ard is holding on very tight to that, though, and oh man, this is just awesome racing out of this track. Normally, we're used to seeing it just be a complete and utter smash fest. Other than the one incident at the top of the hill, we haven't seen that today. Also, problems for Jack Halleck. Oh, that's because Halleck, I think, threw it off the road. That's why. On board the helmet cam of Nick Pericles here, and this is very, very close racing for him now, as he is trying to reel in Vanderpesch in the lead here, as Christian Vanderpesch here is trying his best to hold off and pull the lead out a little bit here on Pericles. Third place, Kenny Myatt has gotten by Sean Ard now, just trying to catch up to these two drivers up front. Myatt normally dominates this track, but hasn't actually done that so far today, and it's been a bit of a struggle for Kenny Myatt today, as he's only been able to muster up to third position. He did deal with Prix pretty nicely, though, as Bobby Jones is in fifth. Kelvin is in sixth, and we got a battle. Oh no, that's because Halleck is a lap down, but Halleck is proven to be quicker than Zayden Davidson here, and you got to be careful when you're a lap car and you're faster than some of the lead lap cars there. Davidson actually is in front of Ryan Griffin, which is kind of a surprise there. Presto is in 9th, 10th is Ozkin, 11th is Lannis. Lannis has had a horrible race so far in this race. We expect him to be a championship contender. Masahashi is in 12th, so we got to be really careful with what we're doing around this track. Nick Pericles now, as you can see, is closing in little by little. Oh no, he blows it up! That's Pericles' grenaded motor right there! Oh man, we didn't really want to see that! And that's still in a very dangerous spot, but I think Myatt knows about it and goes by there. Ah, Pericles grenaded it! How many times have we said that? Where he's been on course for a good result and then he blows it up. Well, that's the second engine problem for the Silver Speed Brigade. Maybe the Chargers have a little bit of an engine problem. The 48 of Cody Lamas is also reporting a coolant leak in that car, so that car is actually spiking temperature-wise right now. He has, of course, been lapped by his teammate, and that car has been a complete nightmare all day. Cody Lamas' car has been. Lance Calvin out there as well. Kelvin out there as well. And now there's a big gap between race leader Christian Vanderpesch, even though he's being held up by Masahashi, and Kenny Myatt in second. And now Vanderpesch is trying to get by Masahashi real quickly here. And through this section of cornering speed here, just gotta be oh so careful with lapping cars here for Vanderpesch. He's got the lead by a long shot here. Although Kenny Myatt's a little bit quicker than him, but it's coming down to that Jordan Davis, or not Jordan Davis, I'm sorry, Vince Freeze. Jordan Davis, he hasn't been in the series in a long time, is in third position on the grid with Bobby Jones in fourth and Kelvin in fifth. So one more car falling out of the race and you might see a Bradley Automotive car on the podium. Christian Vanderpesch now has a humongous lead in this Grand Prix of Road Atlanta. Not much. Typically, oh, something's wrong with Vanderpesch! Oh, the Nismo does break down! We were concerned about this! And the GTR pulls off to the side, and I believe he will fall out of the race with something there. That will put Kenny Myatt, the 6-time Grand Prix of Road Atlanta winner, in the lead of the race. What no one wants to see is happening now, as Vince Freeze is in second, and third is probably going to be Bobby Jones. Oh, if Bradley Automotive gets on the podium, I think the entire world will explode of happiness. We did not expect Bradley Automotive to be this strong. And Jack Halleck here is fighting with Vince Freeze. Oh, there's contact! They're both off the road and into the tires, so Freeze from seconds out of the road. Oh, that might be an inquiry on Halleck there. Halleck went way too aggressive there trying to get his lap back. He was faster than Freeze, but now Freeze has a lot of front end damage from second, and that's going to put Bobby Jones in second position. So right now, we haven't talked about it much today, but it's a double podium if the race were to end now for the Bradley Automotive team. P2 and 3 in their Subarus. Kenny Myatt is miles up the road. It also looks like whatever the issue was with Vanderpesch, they fixed it, but he is a lap behind, 2 laps behind, actually. Race leader Kenny Myatt. And Kenny Myatt, I don't know what it is with this race with Kenny Myatt, but he has somehow squeaked into this win, into this lead. He's won this race every way possible. And again, it's another one where he might just squeak into a win here. And no one really would have thought it, because Kenny Myatt's car was not the strongest all day. Zayden Davidson's up to 4th with Ryan Griffin in 5th here. As you can see, there's a big gap between those 2 cars. Lance Kelvin and Bobby Jones as well. This is a real endurance race now as Myatt has caught the back of Masahashi there. And this is going to be very difficult for Myatt to get by Masahashi here. And again, it's a very difficult spot that they're in there. But Vince Freeze, wait, hold on a second. Oh no, I thought Vince Freeze and Vanderpesch were actually fighting for a spot there, but they're not. Bobby Jones, though, in his return to ARCSOA, has done an awesome job with the Bradley Automotive team. We were surprised that they came off this strong with a Subaru. And Davidson, Griffin, Presto, driver that we haven't seen much of all day. Lamas is up to 7th with that coolant leak. He has gotten by Oskin. And 9th is now the Menervini, so a top 10 run possibly for a Menervini here. He is going to be battling with Vince Freeze here coming up because Freeze is a lot quicker even though he's damaged. But Kenny Myatt's being really held up by Masahashi here. And Here we go. That's Freeze holding up Vanderpesch and Jones there. And Vanderpesch has got to be kicking himself for that mechanical problem because we know he probably would have won this race. And how easy will Vanderpesch make it for Bobby Jones here? Bobby Jones is, of course, on the lead lap here, fighting for the win with Kenny Myatt. Now, granted, he's got to hope for a lot for Myatt to have issues here. But he's got to hope for a lot here because that's almost the full secondary straightaway here of the lead that Myatt's got on Bobby Jones here. So Kenny Myatt's really doing a good job in this 47 car. Not used to see him in the 47. Normally we're used to see him in the 9, in the sky blue 9 car. But Kenny Myatt, once again, out there showing what he's made of on Road Atlanta. Lamas pits the DNC car now with 12 to go. I think he's trying to make a run for the end of the race. I think Myatt's going to have to pit one more time, as will Jones as well. So, again, this race isn't over yet. It could be a pit strategy game here, too. Well, we were hopeful that this race wouldn't have such a high attrition rate, and this year really hasn't, except for one big accident that took out like 6 or 7 cars. But this race has been a pretty clean one, but only 12 cars are left in the race out of 28 that started, so it wasn't exactly what we wanted to see happen. But down the track they go, and now you've got Kenny Myatt, once again with about 10 to go, about 10 and a half laps to go here. Also, Vanderpesch is actually a lap down, but pulling on Bobby Jones, so Kenny Myatt's going to have to deal with a couple more lap cars, I believe. Sam Oskin's going to be one to watch, and maybe Sean Ard, because Ard's quite slow out there. Jordan Presto with mechanical problems out there. That's not what people wanted to see from him. That's the last remaining GTR that hasn't had problems today. He was from 6th on the grid, Presto was, and well, what can you do if you're Jordan Presto? Kenny Myatt now has caught the back end of the Medina Morrow car of Sam Oskin here. He's running in 7th right now, keep in mind. Actually going to be 6th now that he passed Presto there. And again, it is a very tough fight for Kenny Myatt there. Myatt is being very much held up by Oskin there. Oskin nearly lost control a couple of times in the S's there. Oskin's hand car is not handling as well as it could be. Griffin's on pit road, so okay, we're gonna see. We've seen that the overcut tends to work well here, but what will Kenny Myatt have to do? He's probably gonna have to pit one more time. And we're gonna see if strategy call will be smart here. Does Bobby Jones need to pit as well? That's another good question, as here goes Myatt trying to make a move here on Oskin. Not going to be able to make it because Oskin is kind of fighting here. Bobby Jones has just gotten over to the top of the hill, down to the chicane, so that just shows what a big lead he's got. But Oskin finally brings it down pit road, and Myatt continues to lead. Bobby Jones is bringing it down pit road from 2nd. So, it looks like he's going to try the undercut here, as will Kelvin. So, Myatt's going to try the overcut. Will it work for him, though? Myatt has brought it down pit road now. Davidson from provisionally P2nd. P2 is on there now. Bobby Jones now is on the front stretch, but Kenny Myatt just gets a splash and dash and goes. So, Myatt's actually on older tires. Oh, that's going to be interesting. Myatt's on older tires with a few laps to go in this race, and Jones got tires. Oh, this could be interesting because Myatt doesn't have tires. This is a very, very dangerous move here. Kind of an unnecessary one, if you ask me, by the Vision Sport team to try and hold everybody together. Zayden Davidson apparently has problems now with his car. He would bring it down pit road and blow up, so tough break for Davidson. And Bobby Jones is clawing 2 seconds to 3 seconds a lap in on Myatt, but Myatt is so far up the road, I don't think they're going to catch him. However, Myatt is being held up by Sean Ard now. This is very, very difficult for him here. How will he deal with Ard? because Ard is about 2 seconds a lap slower. So on top of the time that they were gaining, now they got to deal with Ard. So now Kenny Myatt, what's he going to do down into the chicane? Not going to make the move into the chicane. That's normally a pretty easy move there. And Ard is holding him up massively there, but finally lets him go. And that's going to be lap 2 to go for Kenny Myatt. But now Myatt's going to have to deal with another car here. A very fast Christian Vanderpesch lap car here. And so now they're going to have to deal with that. So it's going to be very close on how Bobby Jones is going to catch him. But Bobby Jones, I don't think he's going to at this rate. He's too far up the order. And or he's too far down the order, and I don't think he's going to catch him, to be honest with you. It looks like Bobby Jones is going to get out of this one, I think, with only second, and Lance Calvin third. Last lap for Kenny Myatt now as he's trying to get by Christian Vanderpesch here. Vanderpesch has not been particularly gracious as a back marker. However, looks like he's going to get him here. But Vanderpesch on this last lap here, not exactly happy with Kenny Myatt for some reason, but Myatt's slinging it around a bit here. There has been all kinds of different ways that Kenny Myatt's won this race before. He's won Crash Fests, he's won endurance races. This is the first one where I don't think he's actually earned it. Kenny Myatt did not have the fastest car all day today. Vanderpesch, the car he just passed, did, and the two Silver Speeds were faster. Now, Kenny Myatt is going to walk into his 7th Grand Prix of Road Atlanta victory. Something that no one has ever dreamed of. The domination he has put on this track is absolutely unquestioned. Through the final few corners now, Kenny Myatt for another victory here at Road Atlanta. He comes over that hill again to take his 7th checkered flag here at the Grand Prix of Road Atlanta. However, I think the biggest celebration isn't going to come from Kenny Myatt's team. It's going to come from the Bradley Automotive team. On debut, I don't think we've seen a debut this strong. Bobby Jones comes home second, and Lance Calvin third. That is a 2-3 double podium finish for a team that we did not think would even get out of Q1 going into this weekend. That was impressive. Ryan Griffin comes over the hill fourth. Of course, his teammate blew up. Great return for Ryan Griffin here. Cody Lamas, believe it or not, after struggling all day with coolant problems, is going to get 5th out of this race. That's just what Road Atlanta does. It makes your whole world turn absolutely upside down. As we will see him across the start-finish line here, and then we will look at your full finishing results here. In what was kind of an upsetting, getting that big wreck midway through the race kind of took out a lot of cars there. But Cody Lamas comes home 5th. It was actually, knock on wood, a pretty clean Grand Prix of Road Atlanta. But Kenny Myatt, once again, shows his might here at Road Atlanta. Let's go to your finishing results. So Kenny Myatt is your victor today with Bobby Jones 2nd, Lance Calvin 3rd, Ryan Griffin 4th, Cody Lamas 5th, Sam Odoskin, the first car 1 lap down, in 6th, Sakamoto Mashihashi in 2nd and 7th, Vince Freeze in 8th, Vanderpesch in 9th, and Sean Ard in 10th. The last car to finish this race was 10th. So only the top 10 finished it, but keep in mind, I know a lot of people have always complained about Road Atlanta being a big crash fest. In reality, half of those retirements were all in one accident, to be honest with you, midway through the race, in just a really bad spot. 11th goes to Davidson, who blew up. 12th to Presto, who blew up. 13th to Halleck, who got into an accident, I believe. 14th to Pericles, who blew up. 15th to Nathan Orman, who crashed. 16th to Matty Myatt, who crashed. And then you're going down 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th. 21st was not involved in that one incident, but 16th through 20th were all taken out in one incident. That would be Myatt, Lothair Ravine, Fordale, Fitzwater, and Turner got all taken out. No, Turner and Bolton, I think, got into a wreck themselves, so I maybe said that wrong. Hobbs, Bouchard, Silver Spoon, Monaco, Cole, Fisher, and Dormitory. So Lothair Ravine is the end of the points finishing drivers. Fordale on down scored no points today. I'm sorry, Lothair Ravine didn't score points either. Matty Myatt was the last car to score points. So, after today's race, Kenny Myatt's on 100 points, followed by Bobby Jones with 70, 50 for Lance Calvin, 40 for Griffin, 36 for Lamas, 32 for Ozkin, 30 for Vanderpesh Masahashi, and is 28, 24 for Freeze, Ard with 16. That would go to, who else is there? After Ard is Davidson with 12, Presto with 10, Halleck with 8, 6 for Pericles, 4 for Ormond, and 2 for Matty Myatt. Everybody else gets nothing, unfortunately for them. Let's take a look at your team championship going forward into Texas Motor Speedway's race. Coming out of Road Atlanta, we actually have a couple of kind of surprises there. We never would have thought Bradley Automotive would have the top in points, followed by Vision Sport Honda with Kenny Myatt's victory, and DNC with third. Ford Performance Technology with fourth, because Zayden Davidson and Ryan Griffin both got points there. Medina Morrow, that's a surprise that high up the grid. Also with Nismo Sport that low. Menervini with only 28. Action Tarot with 16, mainly off of Sean Ard. Faulkner Kelly, another team that we would have thought would have done a lot better, didn't. Silver Speed's day kind of capitulated right before their eyes. Silver Speed probably should have had a lot more points than that. ARC America, we're shocked they even got points like Menervini, and Menervini got 28 like that. And then Project X and Tim Taylor also did not get any points. Project X's race went wayside pretty early. I think on lap 1, their race went completely haywire. And then Tim Taylor, that's Triple T team. Team Triple T has been they didn't have a great race either. Although to be fair, Team Tim Taylor had a better race than Project X did. But Project X, we were expecting them to be fighting with Bradley at the bottom of the order, and of course Bradley comes in and shocks the world and has the constructors lead leaving. But that's what Road Atlanta can do for you. The next race on the season is the XTO Energy 200 at Texas Motor Speedway. We will see you then.